Hello, welcome to part two of AM PM Yin Yoga. So I did record another class similar to this last year or so. I call that part one. This is part two. It's a little bit different. So this is great for you to do when you wake up in the morning or before you go to bed at night. So because of that and keeping those things in mind, we're only going to be holding poses today for no more than 2 minutes at a time. 2 minutes at a time. So let's go ahead and get started. The only prop that you might need is a folded blanket. You can always bring in some cushions or anything like that that you think you may need. But for the most part, I think just a folded blanket may be enough for you. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. Considering the ears, the shoulders, and the hips are in a relative alignment, so they don't have to be perfect, but they're just kind of going in that alignment. And you also want to keep the natural curvature of the spine as well. We don't want to flatten that out. And then once you're comfortable, good, let's zip up and in through that center line. So we're drawing up and in from the pubic bone behind the navel, belly button into the spine. And you can close your eyes, just taking a moment to observe. Are you holding any extra intention, not intention, but tension somewhere? Could you relax a little bit more through the eyes and the jaw? Maybe the shoulders, maybe the hips. Good. Let's go ahead and stretch a little bit before we go into our breath work. So fingertips are going to be to the side, palms are turning up. We'll set the intention here as well. Reaching up, touching the palms together, exhale, hands and heart center. Creating an intention for this practice. So if you're doing this in the morning, in the beginning of the day, what kind of intention do you want to set for the rest of your day? If you're doing it in the evening, what kind of intention would you like to set there? Is it gratitude? Is it thankfulness that this day is over and a new day comes tomorrow? You set it however you need to set it. Once you have it set, good. Let's take those arms back up. Reach, reach, reach. We're going to side bend towards the left. Trying to keep the shoulders and the hips in alignment, reaching up and long that top arm. You get a little bit more engagement down that side body here when the arm is long versus when we bend it. And see if you can really anchor down this opposite side as well. Breathing and expanding. And then we'll come back up. We'll take that to the other side. Left arm comes up, side bend towards the right. Reaching, breathing and expanding. And then once you're ready, good, we'll come back up here. Good. Before we go into a rotation, let's do a little bit of a neck stretch, taking the chin to the chest. Good. This might be enough of a stretch for some of you. And those of you that are like, well, I can tolerate, I think, just a little bit more. Take your hands. You're going to put them on the occiput. That's the back curvature of the spine. And you're just going to set them there. And gravity is going to do the pulling here, not you. And if this is not good for you, then please remove the hands. And then we'll release the hands if you took that option and come back to center. Good. We'll take the left ear to left shoulder, trying to keep the shoulder down and maybe even a little bit back. And you also have options here as well. So you can stay, you can play with slight, subtle movement. That's going to find different little places down the side of the neck. And then when ready, we'll come back to center. We'll do that on the other side. I would caution you not to stay here too incredibly long. If you're really, really tight in the neck, and just the subtle stretches might getting it, I'm going to highly recommend massage therapists to get in there safely and coming back to center. Okay. Just roll those shoulders. Really exaggerate this move. Good. And other direction. Good. And let's take the hands in the goalpost here. We'll take the hands to the shoulders. We'll move forward and back. As you move forward and back, keep that front center line nice and engaged, so we're not flopping around like a fish here. We'll take that into some circles. And we'll reverse the circle. Good. We're shaking that out. Good. Let's take that into a twist. Arms up. We'll rotate to the left. Arms are going to come down, rolling the shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you. Breathing and expanding that rib cage. And then once ready, good, we'll come up. We'll move through center. We'll go right into the other side. Arms coming down, rolling the shoulders back, breathing and expanding. Maybe relaxing a little bit through the hips like I just caught myself. And then from here, we'll lift up and come together. Good. Let's go into some box breathing now. So this is a nice neutral breath, so it doesn't make one too relaxed if you're doing this in the morning, and it doesn't make things too upbeat if you're doing this towards the evening. So this is a box breathing. We're going to inhale, hold, exhale, and hold for a 4 count. We'll do that 4 times. Okay. So let's take a big exhale to prepare. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Release, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Release, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Retain, 1, 2, 3, 4. Release, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Return to normal breath. And then let's get into our deeper practice. We're going to take this into a child's pose here. So different things for different people. You can have your knees together. They can open as wide as the mat. They can be somewhere in between. You can make the big toes touch or not. If you want this to be a little bit more restorative, you can stack several blankets on top of each other and go there. If your knees need a little bit more cushion, you can certainly use that folded blanket to give them what they need here. I'm going to take my blanket about this way. I'm going to let the center part of my forehead, that right where that third eye chakra is, rest on that blanket. So from here, good. And I'm just going to let my arms kind of go over that blanket as well. So from here, we're going to be here for 2 minutes. And if you're using that blanket, remember, you can also make this a little bit higher if needed. And even depending on, what you've got in your knees, maybe your knees are really tight and you can't go back that far. You can take a folded blanket or a rolled up blanket even and let that come back there, and you can get some nice support there. So it's not too much into the knees. And how much support you need back there, it's going to be dependent on your own body's needs. So from here, good. I'm going to go for 2 minutes. And I'm going to encourage you not to come back to your deepest level of this pose just yet. Let it be organic. Let your body settle in and get there as it's ready during these 2 minutes. Big breath. So if you're doing this in the morning, maybe ask yourself, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? You're doing this in the evening. Maybe, what can I let go of today? What can I let go of today to foster a more calmer sleep? Inhale, exhale. Good. And from here, once you're ready, hands will gently come underneath the shoulders, and you're going to slowly come out of here. When we do these poses for the purpose that we're doing them, you never want to just jerk out of something. Even if you're starting to feel sensations of pain or there's some numbness, tingling, burning, all of those are signs that we're too deep or too far into a pose. You never want to just jerk out. You always want to ease out. So from here, we're going to take this into a toe balance. And we're only going to be here for 1 minute. And if this bothers your feet at any point, feel free to come out of this early. So what I'm gonna just kind of walk back and come back here. If that's not appropriate for you, maybe you need to come up to standing first and then come down that way. Good, just kind of lifting the heels. And if balance is a challenge for you, you can bring yoga blocks in here. If you're like, nope, I can't just do that, if I need to come in and out, then this is how you're going to come in and out. This is going to be your out. This is going to be the in. And you'll just kind of keep moving through that for about a minute as you can. So if you've got plantar fasciitis or something in here, it's good for that, especially as you start to walk around. If it becomes too intense, though, you can certainly come out. You can also have hands up on a wall here if that's available to you. And this is a little bit of a balance challenge, and the closer that the feet and the legs are together, the more of a balance challenge this becomes. You grow a little bit taller here. Remember, you can always come in and come out. You can touch the stretch and then come out. 15 more seconds. Stay with the breath. Try not to hold it. Okay. And then we'll gently come out of there. Okay. So gently come out of there and come back to the floor the way that you need to do that. Let's kind of give the quads a little bit of a break here. And so we're going to come down onto the belly. I'm just going to kind of stretch out. Good. And just give a little bit of a wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And if it would feel good to you to just kind of roll around at the ankles, you can certainly do that as well. Now you can stay here as long as you need. Once you're ready, good. Hands back under the shoulders, moving through a tabletop position. We'll come to a seat. We're going to take this to a wide-legged forward fold, a wide-legged forward fold, a seated wide-legged forward fold. There are many different kinds that you could do. Good. So I'm going to recommend that you sit on your mat. If you're using a mat or carpet, where both heels are going to be supported. So if you're on a harder surface, like I've got a harder surface here, my heels do better when they're on a softer surface. Good. So we'll take that. Good. And just gently let the knees be a little bit bent here. If you're really, really tight back there, you can put a towel or another kind of blanket underneath here. We're going to do this one for 2 minutes. Toes, knees, and hips face the ceiling. We're going to keep a flat back. We're going to walk our hands out gently here. So nice and tall. Good. Just walk that out. Walk it out to your level. And again, try not to go to your max right off the bat. Just kind of let your body organically go where it needs to go. Breathe and expand. Relax the shoulders. If it's good for you to shake your head yes or no here, feel free to explore that movement. Come back to your intention. Always, always come back to the breath. And maybe notice how this might also get into the back a little bit, inner thigh, the hamstrings. I feel a little bit in the shin actually here. Notice what you feel and where you feel it. And from here, we'll gently come back up. And we're going to come back onto our belly. So to do that, take your peace fingers behind the knees. Gently, gently bring them back in. If it would feel good to your back, to do just a little bit of a knee sway, sometimes that helps. You can pick that. So from here, we're going to do a half frog, a half frog. We're going to do 2 minutes each side. So I'm going to come belly down and I want my knee to be supported. I'm going to take this blanket out to the side here. So I come down here. Good. I'm going to end up making a pillow with my hands, but I'm going to bring, this is my right side, knee up. And I want to try to get this knee and this hip in this nice alignment. And then I want my ankle and my knee in that alignment here. Some people need a little bit more support under the hips in doing this one. So if you do, please support yourself. And we're going to do this here for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Breathing. Returning to that intention. And maybe noticing, where are you feeling tension here? Have you started to hold again in the shoulders? Maybe in the left hip, maybe the right hip. Where could you soften? Expand that rib cage on the inhale. Releasing through the nose or the mouth. And then from here, when you're ready, good. Gonna gently let that right leg come long. If you need to do a little wiggle wiggle here of the hips, allow yourself to do that. If you feel like a child's pose in transition is better for you, feel free to do that. I'm going to transfer my blanket to the other side. And then as I come down here, again, I'm going to bring my left knee up in alignment with my hip. I want my left knee and left ankle to be in alignment here, making that little pillow again with my hands. Now, again, support the hip, with a folded blanket or something under there if you need that. Some people do, and there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean anything other than the fact that you need it, and you're going to give yourself, your body, what it needs. So from here, you need 2 minutes. Maybe letting go of tension in the face. And returning again to the intention, the one that you set. Take gratitude for this day, whether you're just waking up and coming down to prepare for sleep. Gratitude's always a great one. You can always find something grateful for. Maybe it's as simple as giving ourselves this moment for this practice. Coming back to the breath. And then from here, good. And gently let that left leg come long. And you can wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here. Again, if your body's saying you need a child's pose, you can take that. Otherwise, hands can come underneath the shoulders. Good, and we'll come back. We're going to prepare to come onto our backs now for some supine twist work. So I'm going to refold my folded blanket, and I'm going to use my folded blanket as a neck pillow here. I'm going to put that up there. Good. Then I'll take my clip out. Here. I totally recommend doing this practice before you have done your hair for the day, if you are indeed doing this in the morning. Good. And then from here, good. Feet are going to come about as wide as the mat. And if you're not on your mat, be about a little bit wider than hip width apart. Zip up and in, and let the knees go side to side here. Nice and slow and controlled. We don't want any fast movements, because our goal here is to either even out or set our nervous system on a good path for the beginning of our day, or we're regulating our nervous system to help foster good rest as we go to sleep. We don't have any funny movements here. Good. And then from here, once you're ready, good. I'm going to take my left leg long. I'm going to bring, sorry, that was my right leg. And it doesn't really matter. We're going to do the same thing both sides. So I've got my right leg long. Good. I'm bringing in that left knee into the chest. I'm grabbing behind the knee here. And a nice big tug. And then from here, good. I'm going to take the right hand on the outside of this thigh, and I'm going to twist over to my right. Now, for me, my knee doesn't bother me if I let that right or that left foot kind of dangle to the floor. Other people, it might. So you might need something under here for you. Oh, not for you. Good. So just kind of be mindful as to where you're going. Eventually, you want this opposite shoulder here to be grounded, and then maybe looking to the other side. Full spinal twist. Breathe and expand that rib cage. If at any point this becomes too much for something, you can bend that bottom knee and let it be stacked, or you can come out of here completely. Relaxing the face. Big breath. Good. And then from here, good. Gently support your knee. Be mindful of that foot, and we'll gently come back in. And then once you come back in, that foot will come down. If the other knee's going to come in, reach, 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 or gentle tug here. And then when ready, good, we'll back off the stretch. Right. Good. Left hand on the outside of the right thigh. And we're going to twist to the left. Now again, be mindful. Give yourself support if you need it. Trying to keep right shoulder grounded as you look to the right. Maybe noticing now if one side was tighter than the other or they're about the same. Breathe. And then we'll gently support that knee. Watch that foot as you come back into center. Good. And you can lengthen that leg out if needed. When ready, both knees can come into the chest here, giving them a tug. If it's safe for you to lift up, you can. If not, stay grounded. And then from here, good. I'm going to recommend kind of what I call an in-between Shavasana. So, well, I'll just offer it for different people. So if this is the end of your day and you would rather kind of stretch out and do a Shavasana that way, you can. If this is not the end of your day, this is the beginning of your day, go ahead and come to constructive rest. You're going to put a bend in the knees. Good. I'm going to give you a guided breath work here for our Shavasana today. Good. And I'm just going to roll the shoulders under, get just a little bit more comfortable. Good. So this is a 4x8 breath. We'll inhale for 4. We'll exhale for 6. We'll do that 4 times. So from here, big exhale to prepare. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to normal breath. From here, when you're ready, get a little movement that would feel good to you. Maybe that's a full body stretch. Maybe it's the knees into the chest. Maybe it's something else. And then when you're ready, bending in both knees, rolling over to the right or left side, knowing you can stay here as long as you like. Or when you're ready, we'll press ourselves up to a comfortable seat where we started. Sitting up nice and tall, noticing how we feel. Palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and reach. Touching palms together. As we come down, stopping the thumbs at the forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this night is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. If you're practicing in the morning, have a wonderful day. If this is an evening practice, I hope you have a very restful sleep. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.